So I want to share with you a quote from Jim Rohn that says, "Don't wish it was easier, wish you were better. Don't wish for less problems, wish for more skills." And the reason why I want to share that quote with you is because we live in a generation right now where everybody wish life was easier. But could I tell you something today? What the issue is? Why we tend to wish it was easier? Because we don't think. And that's a big problem. Human beings do not take the time to think. And I'm included in that. I don't want you to think that I'm exempted. We do not take the time to think ourselves through a problem. In Genesis, it tells us that God gave us dominion over the earth. And he also said, let us make man in his image and his likeness. When he chose to do that, he gave us that dominion. He gave us dominion over the earth because he knew that he made us in his image and his likeness. Therefore, we have the ability to think ourselves through a problem. Any business owner, you see any successful business, or whether or not it's a successful business, the reason why that business was created is because that person solved a problem. As simple as the wash house. The Aguila knows that people need to wash their clothes. A lot of people do not have washers and dryers at home. So he opened a business to solve a problem that most Bahamians need help with. When you have a problem, the easiest thing to do, and I'm guilty of this as well, the easiest thing to do is to just say, you know what, I give up. I don't know how I'm going to get out of this issue. But I want to share another quote with you from Jon Huntsman, where he said, I may not be quoting it verbatim, but he says, in the middle of a crisis, that's when your mind is at its sharpest. So if you would just sit down and think of how you could solve an issue rather than wishing it was easier, you would get through that problem. Most of the times we don't get through our issues because we don't think. We don't sit down and think about how we could solve an issue. Like to say, oh, why this happening to me? That victim mindset. That same victim mindset. But I can tell you today that your problems have a solution. And you are able to find a solution. Don't never think that you're not able to find a solution. But you have to sit down and think. And if you don't know the solution to it, this is why I like the Bible. In Proverbs, King Solomon talks about wisdom. He says that in all you're getting, get wisdom. And there's also another scripture that talks about, if any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask God who gives without reproach. Meaning he's not going to judge you because you don't have the ability to think through that problem. But if you ask him for the wisdom that you need, he's going to give you it to create a solution to that problem. So I want you guys to sit down today and think about all the problems that you're facing in your life. Just think and figure out, how could I solve this issue? Don't wish it was easier. That's what Jim Rohn say. Don't wish it was easier. Wish it was better, because here's the thing. If it were to get easier, you would never know how to handle situations further on that are harder than that one problem that you have right now. Because life is just a series of problems. I might as well break it to you. Life is a series of problems. You're always going to have problems, but you have the ability to solve them. Happy Saturday.